What's going on, everyone? So do you want to know how to create more engagement from your Instagram account? Do you want to know how to actually get your users engaged and getting more out of it? You may have seen Instagram stories, and you may have seen the little bubbles that go on the top of someone's profile, and you can tap on them and it views all of their older stories. So those are called Instagram highlights. So today I'm going to show you how to create an Instagram highlight and how to create a highlight cover. Super easy, no design skills, nothing, no effort really required. So we're going to go to my computer here and we're going to jump right in. So here I'm going to show you my screen here along with my phone. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this mirror to my device here. Okay, so when I go to Instagram, you'll notice here right now I don't have any of my highlight covers here, but I do have a couple highlights. So if I was to tap on, let's say, coffee, you'll see here I have my previous Instagram stories, and I have a couple here, and these are all ones that were much longer than 24 hours ago, but I can set it as a highlight. So what a highlight is a previous story that you can now save basically forever or until you remove it. So if you've already created at least one story, basically what you're going to do is you're going to tap on the little time icon in the upper left-hand corner, and that brings you to your archive. So when you go to your archive, you can take, let's say, I'm going to tap on this one here from the other day. So I have a big mug here. It actually holds an entire pot of coffee. So if I go back here, what I can do is at the bottom, you'll notice it says highlight. So when I do highlight, it's going to ask me which one I want to send it to. If I was to create a new one, if I was to tap on new, I'm just going to type in, let's say I didn't have a coffee one before. I'm going to type in coffee in this particular case. So I've already created that one, so I don't need to add a new one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just add it to this existing coffee one. And now it's been added. So now when I go to the same coffee highlight, if I get down to the end, now that particular story from 4 days ago is now on that highlight. Okay, but they don't look all that nice since it shows the first image of the very first highlight that you just added, so it doesn't look very nice. So what we want to do is we want to make nice little covers for it. Think of them as kind of like pages for your website. You kind of have them organized, and think of it as like an image that you have for each of those pages. It brings a little bit of context to what that highlight story is going to be. So if you had really, really engaging stories in the past, you want to save those as highlights. Basically, what they'll look like is something like this. So if I go to my photography profile, you'll notice here now you can see several of the highlights here that I've made little covers for already in this particular instance. So we're going to go create them for Bear City Impact right now, and it's going to be super easy. I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. So what I do is I create them in Adobe Illustrator, but to make this super, super easy for everyone, I'm going to show you how you can create this using a free program called Canva. So the first thing you need to do is just go to canva.com and then sign up for a free account. So I'm just going to sign into my Canva account here. Okay, once we're in, what we need to do is we need to create a new design. And what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be creating a vertical story from Canva. We're going to send it to our phone, and we're going to use that as the highlight. So basically now what we're going to do, you can actually just type in Instagram story, and it's already going to have the dimensions that you need. So what you want to do is you want to click on the Instagram story here. And now you want to set the background here as, you want to set the background to a color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it as my brand color. And so I'm going to choose the orange. But you can set it to whatever you want. So if your brand's colors are more blue or more purple or pink, you can set it to whatever you want. I'm going to set it to orange. You can also use a gradient. You can also use a background image. You know, there's a ton of different things you can use. But for right now, I'm just going to create a solid color. And what I want to do is I want to create an icon for each of the ones here. So if you'll notice coffee, for instance, so I'm going to want to use a coffee icon. What you can do is you can go to over at Elements, and I'm just going to type in coffee icon, and I'm going to go over to jump over to graphics because that's what I want. And now you're going to want to make sure you use one of the free ones here, or you can choose one that is a paid one, but you obviously have to pay it. It's up to you. Don't worry about the colors here. Oftentimes you can change the color. So for instance, if I was to choose, let's say I'm just going to use this guy here. I don't like that one. I'm going to choose this guy. But I don't like that it's pink. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here now. You're going to change this from pink to an appropriate color. Could be blue, could be this, kind of actually like this dark blue. I think I'm actually going to change this to the dark blue color. And I'm going to change this to the orange. All right, I like that there. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to resize this. You don't want it too big and you don't want it too small. The reason for that is if it's too big, you won't be able to zoom down later, as I'm going to show you. And if it's too small, as you zoom in, it's going to be a little too fuzzy. So there isn't a way I found to perfectly size this yet, but what I've done, you'll notice these little purple lines that come up. These are what they call guidelines. So they're automatic guidelines. So right now you can see this is automatically positioned in the center vertically and horizontally. Whereas right now, everywhere I go here, it's in the center horizontally. And this is kind of showing you document bounds for safe trimming. But here is right in the middle. So what I like to do is I'm actually doing a Shift Option and click, or this could be Shift Alt click if you're on a PC, but get it kind of small where it's about 1/3 of the height. What I mean by that is if you do Option or Alt click and drag, you can basically just duplicate the same image. And so this is about 1/3, so I kind of like that. It's evenly spaced. I'm not going to use all these. I'm simply using this as a reference to size this up. For instance, if this was too big, if this was like this size, and I go to duplicate them, you'll notice they're too big. So I don't like that. So I want to keep it at that size because I like that. I can kind of eyeball it at this point, but that's just a little trick that I found is you basically just keep duplicating them until they're evenly spaced, and that looks pretty good there. And that will be a good size when you import it as your story highlight. So that's basically all you need to do. You really just need to create a background color, and you need to add an icon and then color the icon, and then you're pretty much good to go. It's basically the last step. I'm making it seem more difficult than it really is. One thing you do to make it a little bit easier, because I'm going to have a few highlights, one thing you can do is you can add pages to this. So I'm going to duplicate this page. So now I have 2 pages of this, and I want to swap this out now. I want to swap this out for, I have another highlight that's called Learn. So I want something that is like a graduation cap. Okay, so I found one here that I like. I'm going to use this guy, and I'm going to get rid of him, well, actually, I'm going to leave him there for a moment because I want to actually size this up to about the same size. So I kind of like that there. Now I can get rid of him. And now I can change the black to I'm going to do the orange. And let's see what happens if I change it to like a blue. I don't like that, so I'm going to leave that with white. So you can see with Canva, they let you change up even the individual colors of things here. So you can change the little tassel to a different color, depending on the icon that you're using. So I like that there. So I have my 2 icons now. So I'm going to go with that. And now all you need to do is just download it and click download. Okay, so if you download more than one, it's going to create a zip file. If you're to download just one, however, it will just create just the one file. So from here, what we need to do is we need to get it to your phone. So the easiest way I found is to airdrop, since I'm on a Mac, but you could just email it to yourself. You could text it to yourself. There's no right or wrong way. As long as you can get these images on your phone, that's all you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm just going to go airdrop. And I'm just going to drop this to my phone as soon as it pops up. There we go. Okay, so you now should be able to see got to airdrop this here. 1834. Okay, so you should now be able to see the image on my phone. These are the 2 images here. So we're going to get out of that. We're going to go back to Instagram. So now the next part is actually pretty easy. Now that you have your highlight, all you need to do is tap and hold on the highlight that you want to change the cover for. So for instance, coffee, I'm going to tap and hold, and it's going to say edit highlight. So we're going to edit the highlight. These are all the highlights that are in here. What we want to do now is we want to edit cover. So edit the cover, we don't want to use this one. So you can choose a different cover from one of your existing images if you wanted, or what we want to do is we want to tap on the image icon and we want to choose one of these images here. So you can see now what I was talking about when you zoom in on the icon. You don't want to have made it too small because it'll be too fuzzy. So I'm going to click done there. And we're going to go to learn. We're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to edit this cover, choose a photo. I'm going to choose this photo here. Done and done. So now I have 2 of these covers here that are the images that we just made. So in reality, it was about 60 seconds of actual work. It took longer to explain it than it really actually took to actually do the actual creating the images. And also, if you prefer to not have to do this from a computer at all, you can actually just go right to Canva's mobile app. So Canva has a mobile app that you can go to, and you can just download the app from there. You can do the same exact thing. In fact, I think I already have the Canva app on here for example. Nope. Okay. So we'll go ahead and download the Canva app for you. We'll show you exactly how this is done. So you just type in Canva in the App Store, and this is on both Android and iPhone. So it'll take just a moment for it to install. And there's my little bear drinking coffee. And okay, so it's downloaded. So now we're going to open it. We're going to have to just sign in here again. Okay, so now if we were starting from scratch, basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tap on Create a Design. So here I just typed in Instagram story. It wasn't creating a new design for some reason. So I'm just going to click on blank, and I'm going to edit the background, and I'm going to use a different color again. And then I want to add a graphic. And so here I'm going to type in coffee. And here's a different one that you could use. So I'm going to type that one in. And again, maybe I want to make that a little bit smaller. And I want to make that in orange, or you can make that in blue, or you can make that in white, whatever you want. And then all you have to do now is tap the download button and save it to your photos. And so now what it's doing, it's basically making the entire image. And from here, you can just go to your photos, and now you can see the new one I just created just from the app. So it's actually even quicker if you just do it right from the app. So that's how you do it. So that's how you create highlight covers and how you create highlights for Instagram. So from there, I have a free template that you can just download right from Canva. So if you click the link down in the description here, you just put your email address in, and I will send you a free template from Canva that I created. So I'm using the exact template that's already ready to go. All you have to do is swap out your color or swap out the background image, swap out the icon that you want to use and change the color of it, hit download, and you're ready to go. You do need an account, but you can just create a free account from there. But it will already have the template all ready for you, so that's all you have to do. It's really, really easy. And if you have any other questions, just ask in the comments below. And also remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. All right, thanks.